Hey, welcome back to another episode of us playing this fucking game, which is actually pretty cool. Hey, Nando.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about that bullshit that happened at work? Did I tell you about that? You mean the guy who literally tore apart my truck for pieces?
Tell us.
I will
Since
give you. Oh, it's the chemical place. Oh, just memories.
We're gonna do this retro style.
Retro style.
I like doing retro style first. Act 1, Act 2.
Yay.
Forward.
So anyway, the story I'm gonna get on is I work at a furniture store. I deliver furniture. So quite often enough, I drive a really big truck. And I need that truck to make my deliveries because we only have one. Because no one wants to buy $3,000 furniture every day. No one has the kind of money for that.
Nobody got money for that.
Ain't nobody got money for that. It used to be really busy before, but now it's slowed down. I don't work Mondays. So I don't know what goes on there. I work from like Tuesday to Saturday, so it's like, alright. It feels like a short week because Saturday's like a half day, so I really only work like 4 days. But anyway, I called the store. I called my mother because my mother is actually my boss. And I was like, she got into a car crash too. Literally within 48 hours of my car crash. So, from the last episode that I talked about. So, that happened. And I asked her, I was like, hey, what car did you get? She's like, I'm not really concerned about that right now. I was like, why? It's like, someone broke into your truck. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, somebody broke into your truck and stole the stairs to get into the truck and the batteries. And I was like, why? She's like, we don't know, but we have them on camera because we just put in a security system. Just put one in for this exact reason. And now it has a use. So I'm sitting there at the gym because I called her at the gym. Yeah. Like, I don't even know how this week's gonna go. The past 5 days has been hell, and now I got this shit to deal with. So yeah, I looked over the video, and some guy pulls up in a car, like a RAV4 or whatever it is. Like it's like a RAV4 or like a Highlander. Yeah. It's like a SUV, but it's like a weird one. And it's kind of
look at his face. He's like, oh!
I did it! Oh my god! Yeah, but his face. So I went to work today, and I went to my mother's office, and I was like, hey, what's going on? She's like, well, I got the video footage here. So I go and look at it. The guy shows up in the shitty car at like 3-something in the morning, rolls up, he sits there for like 12 minutes, leaves, comes back, and it only takes him 12 minutes, so he's not even that far. So he's like around the area, and we're sitting there, and we're looking at it, and some heavyset guy, I guess, he left, came back, and then sat there for an hour and a half, and tore apart the truck.
Why would they tear apart the truck?
Well, I don't know. Like, they took parts. Like, I guess they needed to repair stuff, so they're too broke to fix it themselves. Like,
so they take it from the movie.
So they take it from my furniture store. Yes, the one that I work at, which fucks up my whole week because now we got to get a rental truck, and I'm not allowed to drive it because they only put one license on it, which is the head driver, and I only work with him.
And so I'm guessing like. You're not going to be able to work?
Well, no, I'm going to be able to work because we have the rental truck. But the whole thing is, like, now, with every, like, RAV4 or car that resembles that car that I see, I get really suspicious around it, and I look at it, and I'm like, is that the guy? Is that the fucking guy? But, my boss in the warehouse, went out. He was like, I'm going to go find this fucker. So he went out, and within like 10 minutes, found a car that matched the description. The guy who walks exactly the same, kind of has a resemblance to him, like the same type of car, colors and everything to it. We couldn't get the license plate on the camera because the camera isn't that good of a resolution. I was so mad. I was yelling at my mom. I was like, why didn't you spend the extra money to put more, more pixels? You need more pixels. She was like, it's not my fault. And I was like, it's your damn fault. It's right. It was literally... The license plate was right there. I could clearly see the outline of it and everything. And we all know that Florida license plates have green and white, which you can read out very easily. But this camera, this fucking camera, has the worst resolution ever. So he goes out and finds this guy and everything, and he calls the cops who were there Monday to look it over. And the funny thing was, the guy calls the cops, my boss calls the cops, and he says to him, "Oh yeah, you run out of air. You can't run out of air, man." I've done that too many times. So he calls the cops, and he tells them, he's like, "I found the guy," and they're in the middle of arrest. They're like, "Wait, what?" They did not expect to find this guy because it was too dark outside to see the car. You couldn't see his face, and he was there for like an hour and a half. Nobody stopped him or anything.
Yeah.
He didn't leave anything behind. So they were like, honestly, like, who the fuck did this guy find him?
Better cop.
Yeah, better. My boss is a better cop than the actual cops. So that tells you how good Florida sheriff's officers are. They give up so easy. But
yeah, my mom actually had a boss. So she was a nanny. One of her bosses was actually a sheriff, and then he would always tell her about stories of like people robbing, like say like a bank or something.
Yeah.
And every time he said one of those stories, the people always got away. Like all those stories where you hear like, oh, crime pays, like
it doesn't work. It doesn't happen. And you're dead.
Oh.
And you're dead.
Yeah, but like believe it or not, like criminals do get away with it. Like,
yeah, they do very often.
They
do very often, especially if it's like petty crimes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna take this candy bar. Obviously, I'm gonna get away with that. Or like with my
Whole
truck.
Foods, like when I worked there, dude, you'd be surprised how many people steal from that store.
Oh yeah.
And
there was
get
a guy
away
on
with
the,
it too.
No, when I was working at me and Fernando actually worked together. When I was working there, we had a guy. I think it was a guy that we had on like camera. Like they took video, like they took pictures of it and they put it on the front desk.
Yeah.
So that when we'd come up and see it, and we're like, "Who's this guy?" He's like, "Oh, he shoplifts. Don't like if you see him, keep an eye on him."
There was this guy who would like literally like stuff wine into his pants.
That's nasty.
And he would always wear the same
ball
hat.
sack wine.
Yeah, he would always wear the same hat, and he would always do it. And the thing is that they're like, "Oh yeah, you got to find this. If you ever see this guy, you gotta like tell leadership at our store and stop him." And I'd be like, "Okay." I mean, I never saw him, but I'm like, how does this guy steal like 5 bottles of wine by putting them in his pants, and you do not see him walk out?
I don't even know how that shit works. Like how does this happen?
He just walks out.
He just walks out like with his legs like wide open, just like, I can't collect these bottles together. Everyone will know. So, oh my god, yeah, I quit that, dude. I hated it there when I was working there. It was so bad. I was not getting paid enough. I mean, granted, I'm getting paid pretty well for what I do now. I'd wish I got paid more, but I'm not really worried about it.
Amy.
Oh, it's Amy.
Amy.
She has the biggest Sonic crush. She wants the Hedgehog D.
Yeah, bro. She was actually introduced in Sonic CD, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think she was. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
because but she had like a weird like ponytail looking thing. I remember, and she looked like an 80s, 70s chick kind of.
Well, yeah. I mean, the game came out like 90 something.
Yeah.
Sonic CD came out like 90 something. So yeah, I would think so. But I mean,
Oh, I fucking hate this level. I hated this
wait,
level.
is this? Ooh, wait.
I hated this level in Sonic and Knuckles, and I hated this level in this game.
Wait, you're gonna play it as Tiny Sonic?
You gotta play as both in order to advance.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb. I remember this level though, back from the old ones, because you could like, I don't know, the music just kind of brings me back on that one.
No, I remember like the first time I played this level as like a kid, I could not get past this level for life. My friend literally had to be like, "Oh, I'll help you," and then when he played it, he was like, "Holy fuck."
Yeah. I mean, it's alright. It's alright. I mean, when I played it back on the Sega Genesis, I mean, I used to play this game non-stop. Like, I used to play Sonic.
I actually have my old Genesis in my closet.
I did, but my cat pooped on it too much, so it didn't work anymore. I had a bitch-ass cat when I was little. Saki was his name. You know, like the Japanese alcohols.
Sake?
Sake. Yeah, it was pronounced. It was Saki, like a sock with a Y. I don't know where my mom got that name, but apparently, you know, that was a good name. I had a dog, Bubba, and I had a cat named Saki. They were both black. One was a Labrador, a black Labrador. Yeah.
What?
Anyway, On the next episode, we're going to continue talking and blabbering and probably just ruining your ears just with us talking.
Yes.
So don't go away. Join us next time.